In a volatile week marked by intense military activity in the Middle East, U.S. President Donald Trump told Reuters on Thursday that the United States must be involved in selecting the next leader of Iran.
Trump expressed support for Kurdish forces based in Iraq to cross into Iran and launch attacks against Iranian security forces. Trump added that it would be, quote-unquote, wonderful if these forces, who have long fought for Kurdish autonomy, took action to demoralize Tehran's government. Trump's comments came shortly after a week of intense military exchanges. He noted that the late Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's son, who had emerged as a potential successor, was unlikely to take the reins of Iran, especially after his father's death in a military strike that marked the beginning of the ongoing conflict. This statement came just 6 days after the United States and Israel launched joint attacks against Iran, escalating the regional conflict, which has now resulted in more than 1,000 deaths, including at least 6 U.S. service members. Back in the U.S., the House of Representatives rejected an attempt to limit Trump's war powers. A bipartisan resolution spearheaded by Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna, which sought to compel the president to seek congressional approval before continuing military operations against Iran, was defeated. This rejection came amid rising domestic criticism over Trump's decision to launch the conflict without seeking formal authorization from Congress. On Capitol Hill, anti-war protests intensified. Brian McInnes, a Marine veteran and Green Party Senate candidate from North Carolina, was arrested after disrupting a Senate Armed Services Subcommittee hearing to denounce the military action in Iran. Witnesses reported that McInnes' hand was broken during the incident, as Republican Senator Tim Sheehy of Montana was seen physically involved in his removal from the hearing. Meanwhile, the U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM, posted dramatic footage on social media showing missile strikes against Iranian targets. The footage was accompanied by statements claiming that Iran's military capability to threaten U.S. forces and regional partners was rapidly declining as American combat power continued to build in the region. A separate post featured a Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, which CENTCOM said has struck Iranian ballistic missile and command and control positions during the first 100 hours of Operation Epic Fury. Israel also entered the fray, launching a strike on Beirut's southern suburbs late Thursday. Lebanese state media reported the attack following an evacuation warning from Israel. The attack came just days after Hezbollah, an Iran-backed militant group, retaliated against Israel in response to the killing of Iran's supreme leader. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's accusations that Iran targeted the U.S. embassy and drones were strongly denied by Tehran's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Ali Reza Anayati. The ambassador emphasized that if Iran were responsible for such an attack, it would claim responsibility, adding further fuel to the diplomatic tensions in the region. In Israel, the ongoing missile fires from Iran sparked fires near Tel Aviv after debris from a rocket interception caused explosions across the city. Fortunately, no casualties were reported, and residents were allowed to leave shelters. Israeli police continue to deal with fallout from fallen projectiles in the central Israel. Meanwhile, the Iranian government confirmed that a U.S.-Israeli airstrike had destroyed the Azadi Indoor Stadium in Tehran. The stadium, with a capacity of about 12,000 people, was reportedly used by Iranian military forces for rest and regrouping. Although the full scale of casualties has not been confirmed, the strike was seen as part of a wider effort to dismantle Iran's military infrastructure. Israel's military chief, Lieutenant General Eyal Samir confirmed that the joint U.S.-Israeli campaign against Iran had entered its next phase with operations focused on further degrading Iran's military capabilities. Over 60% of Iran's ballistic missile launchers and 80% of its air defense systems have reportedly been destroyed in the ongoing strikes. The conflict has also severely impacted the maritime industry, with around 35,000 people, including 20,000 seafarers and 15,000 cruise passengers, stranded in the Gulf due to the war. The United Nations International Maritime Organization, or IMO, has designated key areas in the Gulf as warlike operations area to provide additional protection to the affected seafarers. As oil prices soar, Trump announced that the U.S. Navy was prepared to escort oil tankers through these dangerous waters to ensure the safety of vital energy shipping routes. Benchmark U.S. oil contract West Texas Intermediate soared to $81.09 per barrel in trading as of late Thursday, the highest level since January last year. International benchmark Brent North Sea crude jumped to $85.04 per barrel. Other regions are already classified as warlike operations area by the maritime sector, such as parts of the Sea of Azov, the northern Black Sea and southern Red Sea, and the Gulf of Aden.